Hi there, I hope you are doing great. This is MJ and today I am inviting you to a pick a card reading for April 2021. I prepared 3 piles of cards for you to choose from. Each is marked with a heart. For the overall vibe, we will be looking at the polished crystal oracle deck, and then I used 3 different tarot decks for the detailed messages. So I hope that you have made your choice. Please feel free to pause the video and take as long as you need to see which of the piles resonates with you. You don't have to choose one, you can choose 2, or absolutely you are more than welcome to stay for the whole reading and listen to all 3 messages. There are timestamps in the description box below. If you have made a specific selection, you can jump straight into that part. And without further ado, let's start with pile number 1. I will put those 2 aside for now. And let's see what's in store for you in April 2021 for those of you who chose pile number 1. You have rose quartz, gentleness, the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Two of Swords. Gentleness. Okay, this card speaks of freshness. It may be about childhood memories, or kids in general. It may be that kids have significant impact on your life in April. It may be for some of you pregnancy and an actual giving birth. But this is about tenderness. It's about rebirth as well. It may be you in that rebirth state, right? We are also heading towards spring, at least here in the northern hemisphere, so that rebirth is actually making sense, right? So depending where you are, it may be a feeling of being reborn, or you may going through a transformation. There may be a new version of yourself that is being created. It's about a fresh look on something, on yourself, on someone, on your job. It may apply to any area of your life. This is also about creation process, right? Creation process that is being completed or is being worked towards completion, and that completion is very close, and certain result that is being born, right? That card really feels with that gentleness, that pinkish vibe, right? Makes it very cozy. It feels with safety. As I said, it may be about certain childhood memories as well, or someone maybe from the past is coming back to your life. So it may be, not may, it will be different for each and every one of you, but these are the vibes coming from this card. And let's see what additional messages we get from the tarot and how they blend with that gentleness. So the Page of Pentacles absolutely makes sense with that, creation process being completed, or that birthing or rebirth. The Page of Pentacles is something fresh. It's a kind of a new beginning. It may be about, a younger person. So those kids may come into play for some of you. I'm drawn to that clock. It's like this timing of rebirth or birth. You see how this pentacle is showing up, and those 2 hands are reaching for it. It's like something finally comes to, or it starts to materialize. I wanted to say comes to fruition, but it's not exactly this. It's that something, it may be an idea that is materializing. It may be the first result in whatever area of your life that it applies to, but something finally makes presence. It's fresh with that energy of the page. It's something fresh. It's something new that you are reaching for. There's also that coziness somehow within this card, right? Gently reaching for something, okay? Or gently and slowly entering a new phase of life. That's what I'm getting, because it really makes sense with this card. Right? That something new, something fresh is being born. It may be a new job opportunity. It may be a new relationship. It may be those actual kids that I mentioned, right? It may be an idea that is birthing and that is actually, becoming real. It becomes tangible. An idea that is put into life. Life is being breathed into that idea, right? So again, it will be different for each and every one of you, but there's definitely freshness in April. It may just be that new beginning, that you feel refreshed with spring coming in, right? But it is very gentle, so it's happening perhaps quite slow, definitely not aggressively, right? But this is something very, very tangible, because with the Pentacles energy, this is something that makes presence in your life, something that almost you can touch, right? So something that shows up in your life that brings that tenderness. It may be a beginning of a new relationship that is starting, in a kind of a shy way, very slowly, and you are very gently entering that new beginning, which is very nice. I really like that. And then we have the Knight of Wands, which is, as with every Knight, there's movement and there's expansion. Wands are about fire, so this is passion, this is drive, maybe ambition, right? Those creative ideas that are bursting. It may be sexuality for some of you. It may be a very energetic and charismatic person entering your life, but it may be you entering into that state of that renewed energy, right? You're very passionate about something, perhaps about this new thing that is making its presence, right? Something that is birthing in your life, this new beginning, refreshes your energy and gets you on the move, right? Because the Knight is about movement. That is very passionate, very charismatic. This may be like a charismatic leader, right? For some of you, it may also be a person that is entering your life, but with the Knight of Wands, it's sometimes said that this person is so passionate. They may be driven by passions or that sexuality, so they may be like, they come in and they go. They're like, they cannot make a tangible decision, but that's just for some of you. I'm more feeling that this is the birth of your energy, because there's this progress, right? There's this birthing process, then it finally materializes and you're moving through that process up to the point where your energy is bursting. You're ready to take action. You're entering April and springtime very energized, very refreshed. You have a lot of ideas. You're ready to take action, right? But then suddenly we have the Two of Swords. And this is a card of, I don't want to see, I don't want to hear, my eyes are closed and hidden behind a blindfold. I'm protecting myself behind those two swords, right? My hands are crossed. I'm not letting anyone in, okay? I don't want to make that decision. It may be about denial, trying not to see something, trying not to face a situation, trying not to make a choice or decision, right? But this is, to me, it's primarily like I'm in denial, or I'm protecting myself very strongly from something. So some of you, perhaps you may get a little afraid of that new beginning that is coming your way, and you may withdraw. It's a very specific message for some of you, but there is birthing of something. This something finally shows up in a tangible way, so it's no longer an idea or your dream. It actually happens. It comes your way, whether it's job, whether it's a person, right? You are very passionate about it, and you want to act, you want to make that move, you're ready, right? To just jump into it, and then suddenly you withdraw. And suddenly you are scared of it. you're blocking yourself from it. You come back to your like safe place, but you know, into hiding, because all of those cards are like within daytime, right, very light, and then suddenly you're back into the darkness. Don't do that. That's what I'm getting. Just don't. It feels as if this is what you would typically do, that you would withdraw from a situation, because maybe something, you know, something that you really wanted becomes suddenly so intensive that you don't know how to behave in that situation, so you withdraw. Don't do that. But what is important, I think, is to make sure that you keep those things happening slowly and very gently. You know, because the Knight of Wands may be kind of an aggressive energy, not aggressive in a bad way, but very like speedy, right? Something happening very quickly. So it may sweep you off your feet. So I would say, don't withdraw yourself, but just make sure that things happen slowly. Let them come to life in their own timing. That's where this clock is coming into play, right? I was drawn to it from the very beginning. There's a lot for you in this situation, a lot of richness, right? There are pearls and those roses. There's abundance of good things, but you need to reach out for them slowly and not rush in and, you know, get afraid unnecessarily. I hope that makes sense. Let's move to pile number 2. So for those of you who chose pile number 2, we have hematite. This is courage. The Queen of Water. The Queen of Air. And the Three of Earth. Courage, being adamant. It may be a weapon against certain adversities or defeating an enemy. Definitely about being determined about something, standing by the values that you follow, protecting them, standing by them. For some it may be warning of danger, but I don't get it, especially with the tarot cards that are on the table. For some it may also be about prophetic dreams, but again, that would be just for some of you. What I'm primarily getting is that a weapon against adversities being the sword, which is about our thoughts. This is not a tarot card, but we have the Queen of Air on the table as well, so that sword energy is showing up. And see, that sword is on fire, so it's like your logical mind, your logical thinking process is on fire, and is actually your protection, right? Your shield, or that weapon that you can fight with. It may also be about words. For some of you, it's a very skillful communication, right? That you can protect yourself with. And standing by your values, that's what I'm also getting. But also it's about nobility as well. And courage, obviously, right, as the card says. But then we have 2 queens. Let's look at them together. So the Queen of Water, or the Queen of Cups, this is a very empathetic person that feels others' emotions, right? Oftentimes before they even realize what they feel, or before they are able to name their emotions, she knows what they feel. See how calm she is, right? She's immersed deep in emotions, but they don't control her. She controls them. It may be a person of healing abilities, someone who has that soothing effect on others, kind of like a therapist, right? Also because of those empathetic skills. So people may be looking for advice from that person, very gentle, again, because this is feminine energy. And the Queen of Air, so the Queen of Swords, This is about wisdom, right, with the owl. And again, very clear and logical thinking. That is her weapon. Her wisdom stems from her logical thinking, but she's also a great communicator. She uses words very skillfully. So it makes both of them quite similar, right? Because the Queen of Water is also very gentle in words. She makes sure not to hurt anyone. At the same time, with the Queen of Air, she's very decisive, and when she needs to cut someone off, she will do that, because she will not accept bullshit, and she will see through lies if someone tries to lie, right? But very gentle. She's doing that in a way that will not hurt others. So what I'm getting for you is that a lot of that feminine and gentle energy, but at the same time very decisive, right? And very brave with this card. So I feel that you are stepping to certain higher level of that emotional maturity as well as intellectual maturity. You are in power of your emotions, right? She looks how calm she is. She's like in a meditative state. So you're absolutely mastering your emotions. You control them, but you at the same time, you mastered your logical thinking skills. So this is a beautiful balance, right, between your heart and your mind. So you can make the best possible decisions when you're in that state of mind, because you can follow your heart and your heart's desires or your feelings towards something, someone, whatever that is, but at the same time your mind is not clouded. You're making the right choices, right decisions, right? Your emotions are not like stressed or disturbed. You're not making decisions or choices based on chaotic emotions. Everything is in balance. So in April, I feel you're getting to that balanced state between your heart and your mind. Okay? And then with the Three of Earth, which is the Three of Coins, this is primarily recognition for a job well done. And that recognition comes without you working towards it. It's like you're working on whatever is important for you, whatever goal you have. It may be around your actual work. It may be working towards a certain project, your business, creative project, working on a relationship, working on yourself, whatever that is. This is diligent work. And you are not working for recognition, but that recognition comes whether you want it or not. Your skills, your talents, and your work, diligent work, is being recognized. So it may be about monetary recognition. Your financial situation may start getting better. But I think it's primarily, I really like this message. I think this is recognition for this, for coming to that balance between your heart and your mind. And once you achieve that balance, in April, that recognition, you will see tangible result. That's what I wanted to say. You will see tangible result from this. But first you need to put diligent effort towards achieving that balance. Okay? I hope you liked it. And now the last pile, number 3. Oops. So for those of you who chose pile number 3, we have the Sunstone, Heritage, Six of Swords, Two of Swords, Two of Swords showing up again. In the first pile we had Two of Swords as well, and Judgment. Heritage, but this is also about abundance, plentifulness, and maybe about money, simple as that. But this is also disclosing dishonesty, something coming to light with that sun. It may be about wisdom of ancestors. It may be a wise advice from someone of an older age, perhaps. But this is also a card of happiness with that sun. Just like in the tarot card, the sun is the happiest card in the tarot deck. This is about happiness. It may be about vacation. It may be dancing, singing, being happy, to that extent that you just dance and sing, even just with yourself. You're on fire, you're very energized. For some very specific message, it may be about the wedding as well. But primarily I'm getting very honest, not honest, very happy, I'm sorry. Very happy energy and honesty, because I previously said disclosing dishonesty. Something may come to light. It may not necessarily be only about dishonesty. It may be just about secrets coming to life, something being revealed, and about abundance. Okay, it may also be about certain kind of rebirth too, with that sun coming up, with that spring energy that we're entering. Now, the Six of Swords is a card of moving to the calmer waters. So it's about leaving a stressful situation or stressful period and moving towards calmness. But this is happening at night. So it may be that you're moving towards those calmer waters, not telling anyone about it, right? You may not necessarily express that. It may be your secret, but it may also be that it's just your inner journey. So on the outside, even people close to you may not see this, but on the inside, in your inner world, you are moving out of stress and towards peace. Okay? With this particular deck, it's also very dreamy, so it may be that you're finding relax in your dreams. Maybe you're getting finally enough sleep, and that is helping you relax and leave certain anxieties behind, just because you physically allow yourself to rest. But swords are about thoughts, so primarily for most of you, this will be about moving towards calm thoughts, leaving stressful thoughts behind, and moving towards that calmer waters. And it actually makes sense, because then we have the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords, that I said it also showed up in the first pile. Two of Swords is about blocking, right? I don't want to see, I don't want to hear. I'm trying to avoid something, someone, certain situation. I'm trying to avoid making a choice, making a decision. I'm in withdrawal, I'm in denial. I don't want to see, I'm hiding, I'm not there. So for some reason I'm feeling that this is exactly what you are moving away from. Okay, that you are slowly moving away from withdrawal towards that calmer waters. That is stressful, because even if you avoid something, you're in denial, internally you will be very stressed about it. That situation or choice that you have to make will be haunting you, right? But you're moving away from this. So there's calmness, and it makes perfect sense with that card that you're moving towards that happiness, right? Maybe that this wise advice from someone comes and helps you move away from this situation, right? From this blockage. Or it may be that just someone is showing up in your life that is bringing happiness, and that person helps you move from the blockage. It's almost, for some of you, it may be that a person helps you unlock certain part of you, part of your mind, with the swords, but not only, but helps you unlock yourself. Here it's about blockage, and you become unblocked, right? And you move towards calmer waters from that stressful situation. Now, this is definitely happening in the divine time, because with the judgment, this is a wake-up call. So it's just the time comes that you just have to get yourself back to life. Because judgment is also about rebirth. It's about, you know, being called by this angel with the trumpet. You're being woken up, right? Wake up. It's time for you to move away from that stillness, void, avoidance, back into life. But you have to face yourself first. You have to assess, you know, judgment. So this is the time where we are judged by our actions, our intentions, right? So it's time for you to face, it's almost like it's time for you to face your past. So that's this heritage, right, from this card. It doesn't have to be a heritage from a distant past. It's just your own past. You have to face it, whatever was there. Don't avoid looking at yourself and what maybe you have done something in the past and you just, I don't want to remember this. I don't want to look back at this because I'm ashamed or whatever emotion that brings to you. The judgment says you have to look at that. You have to face it. Only then you will be able to move towards those calmer waters, right? There's nothing to be afraid of. This facing, even though you're afraid of it, will actually be very healing and very freeing. So I said this is unblocking yourself. Only when you face this, disclosing something, I said, something coming to light. You need to face something. I'm getting something that you have done or your previous version of you, and only once you face that thing, you will be able to move to peace, up to that dancing and singing and happiness. But you need to face your own past first. Okay, I hope that makes sense. This is a very specific message for some of you out there. But with the sun, there's definitely happiness ahead of you, that abundance or, you know, plentifulness, joyfulness, but you need to face something from the past first. You need to let go of that, you know, withdrawal. You need to get out of the hiding. Get yourself in the move. This is being stuck. This is being on the move, leaving stressful situation behind. But you need to face something from your past first. Okay. I hope that made sense. I really enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, please hit that subscribe button. I would be very happy to hear from you in the comments how those messages resonated with you. And as always, I hope to see you next time. And by then, please take care. Bye.